Welcome back to Morbid Media, where we delve into the dark and unsettling corners of true crime and unsolved mysteries. I'm your host Liv, and today we're diving into one of the most perplexing cases in recent British history, the disappearance of Andrew Gosden. I wanted to cover this case especially because it's super close to home proximity-wise, and it just brings another level of eeriness to the case. Andrew Gosden was a bright, talented and seemingly happy 14-year-old boy from the UK in Doncaster, South Yorkshire. On September 14th, 2007, he vanished without a trace, leaving his family and friends in a state of shock and confusion. His case has baffled investigators and armchair detectives alike for over a decade. So what actually happened to Andrew? Let's explore the details of his disappearance and the ongoing search for answers. So I'm just going to give a bit of background on Andrew. He was born on the 10th of July in 1993 to Kevin and Glenys Gosden. He was the youngest of two children with an older sister named Charlotte. By all accounts, Andrew was a gifted student. He attended Macaulay Catholic High School, where he was known for his academic excellence, particularly in mathematics. He was also a bit of an introvert. He preferred reading, playing video games and listening to his favourite bands like Muse and Slipknot over socialising, which, honestly, I totally get. But despite this, he had a close-knit group of friends and a loving family. Nothing about his home life or friendship life suggested that he was unhappy or planning to run away. So September 14th, 2007 started like any other school day. Andrew woke up, he got ready and left home for school. But he never actually arrived at school. Instead, he returned home. He changed out of his school uniform and put on casual clothes. He actually withdrew £200 from his bank account and headed to Doncaster railway station, where he bought a one-way ticket to London King's Cross, which I've always found weird because it's as if he never wanted to return, because when I was looking into it, the return price was pretty much the same. So if you were planning to return, why not buy the return ticket for like little to no difference? Surveillance footage captured him leaving the station at around 11:20 a.m. This footage is unfortunately the last confirmed sighting of Andrew Gosden. He seemingly vanished into thin air in one of the busiest cities in the world. When Andrew didn't return home that evening, his parents reported him missing, but I can't seem to find anywhere if the school he attended reported his absence. They normally do, and they normally contact the parents if a student hasn't turned up. The only thing that I can think is that they did, leave a maybe message on the answering machine on the home phone because it was 2007. And because the parents worked 9 to 5, they simply just didn't receive this message until they got home at 5 and realised themselves that Andrew was gone. But the initial investigation focused more on his trip to London. Why was it London that he decided to go to? And did he have plans to meet someone there? But unfortunately, despite extensive searches and numerous appeals for information, no concrete leads emerged. One of the most puzzling aspects of this case is the lack of digital footprints. Andrew actually didn't have a mobile phone, but he brought his PlayStation Portable, his PSP, with him. But he left the charger at home for it. And I don't know if this is of any, value, but as I was looking into it, I did note that the new PSP came out the day he vanished. Was this the reason that he didn't take the charger? Because he was planning on trading it in for the new one? The absence of digital clues makes it incredibly difficult to trace his movements or intentions. So since Andrew vanished, there has been 122 possible sightings that have been reported all over Britain, including 45 from London and 11 from Brighton. But unfortunately, none of these have ever been confirmed. There are some specific features of Andrew's appearance and character which is actually highlighted in his dad's blog. So previous age progression photographs have always shown Andrew wearing glasses. At the time Andrew went missing, his vision was very poor without correction and he needed strong lenses. The new photograph shows Andrew without glasses, as he may now be using contact lenses. Andrew also has an unusual and distinctive right ear. However, if Andrew has slightly longer hair now, then this might not be immediately noticeable. What may be more noticeable is that Andrew is deaf in his left ear and struggles to locate the direction of sounds. Andrew also used to speak quickly and quietly without a strong accent, which is unlikely to have changed. He is highly intelligent and can carry out complex calculations in his head. Over the years, there's obviously been so many theories regarding Andrew's disappearance, but I'm just going to discuss a few of the most prominent ones. So one theory is that Andrew actually ran away intentionally. The fact that he withdrew that £200 and he did actually have knowledge of London's public transportation system. He did buy the one-way ticket, which suggests some level of planning. But this theory just raises more questions than it answers to me. If he did run away, where did he go? And how has he managed to remain undetected for so long? This theory to me is so unlikely, for the point that his parents have said that this is so out of character for him. He's never ran away before. And to do this all on his own is so unlikely. He must have had, in my opinion, some help to remain undetected for this long. He was only 14 years old and only had £200. That realistically isn't going to get you far, and it's going to get you a hotel in London especially for maybe a night or two at the most. In my opinion, he must have been staying with someone, or someone must have been helping him out financially. The second theory, and the theory that I actually believe the most, is unfortunately Andrew was abducted. Given his age and the fact that he was alone in the biggest city in the UK, it's very possible that he fell victim to foul play. He may have actually met his abductor through the online games he plays, possibly thinking he was meeting up with somebody his own age. A groomer could have convinced Andrew to travel all the way down to London with promises of friendship, adventure, or he may have even just promised him the new PSP, and that's why he didn't bring the charger, because he thought, oh, I don't need it, I'm going to sell it. I'll sell my old PSP and I'm going to get a new one soon. But once he arrived, the groomer might have abducted him, leading to his disappearance. But this scenario is just so chilling to me because it suggests that it was premeditated. But those who did know Andrew described him as cautious and responsible, so it's difficult for them to reconcile with the idea that he would blindly trust someone that he'd just met online. Some people have speculated that Andrew may have experienced a mental health crisis. Perhaps he was overwhelmed by the pressure of school and life in general, and this led to him to take drastic action. However, his family and friends didn't notice any signs of distress leading up to his disappearance. But even people close to someone experiencing a mental health crisis might not notice, because the individual often conceals the struggles due to either stigma or fear of burdening them. Mental health issues can also manifest in such subtle ways, such as changes in behaviour or mood that are easily mistaken for normal stress or personality quirks. So as much as it's so important to listen to the family and friends saying that they didn't notice any distress, I think it is important to keep in mind that mental health crises can be pretty invisible to people around them, especially if they don't want them to see. It is also possible that Andrew met with an accident. London is such a vast and sometimes dangerous city. He could have fallen victim to an accident that led to his death. But with his body never being found, this seems less likely, given the city's extensive surveillance and search efforts. In the years following Andrew's disappearance, his family has remained committed in their efforts to find him. They've made numerous public appeals, worked with private investigators, and even used age progression technology to show what Andrew might look like today. In 2018, there was a glimmer of hope when police received information about potential sightings of Andrew. They also investigated the possibility that he might have been living off the grid or had been taken in by someone, but unfortunately, none of these leads panned out. The disappearance of a loved one is a traumatic experience that leaves families in a state of perpetual limbo. For the Gosden family, the pain of not knowing what happened to Andrew is a daily burden. They've channeled their grief into advocacy, raising awareness about missing persons and supporting other families in similar situations. Kevin and Glenys Gosden have spoken openly about their struggles and the impact Andrew's disappearance has had on their lives. Their resilience and determination are a testament to their love for their son and their hope that one day they will find answers. The disappearance of Andrew Gosden remains one of the most baffling mysteries of our time. Despite the passage of years, the search for answers continues. His family and the public still hold out hope that one day he will be found, or that someone with information will come forward. If you have any information about Andrew Gosden's whereabouts or his disappearance, please contact the authorities. Even the smallest detail could be the key to solving the mystery. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Morbid Media. If you found this episode compelling, please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. Your support helps us bring you more stories of the dark and mysterious. Stay safe, and until next time, keep your lights on and your doors locked.